Green careers is something that I think it's fancy, all right, because even in the wildlife sector we talk about now the green economy. The opportunities for green jobs are now beginning to open up in so many ways. So you no longer don't need a wildlife biology degree, you no longer don't need an environmental degree, you no longer don't need a training in forestry in order for you to access a job in the green sector economy. So anybody negating the importance of the environment at the expense of business or at the expense of profit, then you're just setting up the country for failure.
The Ivory Game film was about illegal wildlife trade. So it was packaged in a way that I would not explain it I would not explain it in that way. What this film did was create such massive awareness about the illegal wildlife trade, and which led to we had more conviction. Convictions is the people who are found guilty of committing a wildlife offense. So what we saw in the last decade is increase in convictions of wildlife offenses, increase in knowledge for every person. So one of the things that it created a system where people understood the relevance of wildlife species, people understood the relevance of having such protection and what it does to our environment. And all this was done through a film.
Most people think green careers are just involved in the conservation world, but you also need journalists, more journalists coming up, creating awareness on the environmental issues that we are facing in the country.
Many of you mentioned volunteering and such, but how can you grow as a starter, to grow your brand and just to also have to build your portfolio as a startup wildlife photographer and maybe a documenter?
For those who want to get into the green career space, it's always about collaboration, it's always about constant learning, and you'll be able to get there. Thank you.
I think it's really important for youth to be part of, taking nature to the next level. And youth have energy, youth have creative ideas, they're the ones who are innovative. So having that young energy and fresh ideas will help us tackle these issues which have been there for a long time, just with a fresh perspective.
This was such a brilliant platform for all of us to just sit and talk about the possibilities that exist when it comes to the digital space and conservation. The environment or the resources that we have is the food that we eat, the water we drink, the businesses we run. I don't see a world where we can exist without conservation, because we get everything from the planet, and so we have to be conscious about how we go about our businesses, and that brings in the issue of sustainability. So definitely the future or the near future for us looks like green pathways, and that's why it's important for youth to be a part of this conversation and to use the available platforms, the available technologies to actually keep the conversation going.
We are living in a time when we are at the brink of global warming. I'm from a country that used to be called, when I was young, Uganda. We're called the Pearl of Africa. We still are the Pearl of Africa, but because of deforestation, there's been a sort of climate change. So I believe that as a filmmaker, if we can create light, we can shed light on some of those areas that are being ignored, like deforestation, for example, using trees to create wood, cutting down of forests to give land for people to have picnics and stuff like that. Yeah, that shouldn't be done.
The highlight for me is when students from ADMI approach me saying how much value they have gotten and how they are ready to kickstart their careers in conservation, and also how they have secured opportunities like internship in some of the organizations that have come here at Green Careers.